All right, hey everybody, Nicole here with CellBotics. So I've got some really exciting news. Yes, I have two people here with me on a Zoom call, and we are going to give you some really good information about a program that as of June 9th, 2021, when this video was made, we have recently officially been listed as the WISE Authorized Training Administrator. So we are currently, as of this date, the only training center where you can attend and become level 1 repair technician and level 2 repair technician while you're in class, which is really unique because the only way you would be able to get level 2 technician certification is if you worked for a facility or worked for a store that was level 2 retail. So there are 3 levels to WISE. There's the level 1 technician, which is more of a support technician, not really the like going inside the device and repairing things, but like testing and knowing the standards. There's a lot to it. It's a really great program. And level 2 is where we actually record you doing testing and repairing, and then we keep that on file and we let them know that you have passed. So then you can be a level 2 technician, and then you can use that to either promote your business and prove that you have additional certifications in addition to the CellBotics certification for taking our program, or it will really give you a cutting edge if you're looking to get employed with a company that is WISE certified, because they definitely will recognize that. So with me, I'll let them introduce themselves, and then I'm going to ask them some questions, even though I already know the answers, but I want to ask questions that you guys are probably wanting to know the answers to, so then they can explain about the WISE program. So you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Thanks, Nicole. We're excited to be here with you today. My name is Maureen Galvin, and I am the Director of Strategic Industry Programs at CTIA, the Wireless Industry Association, and I'm also the Director of Operations for WISE certification.
Okay, and Jeremy, do you want to?
Yeah, my name is Jeremy Willis. I help administer program operations for the WISE certification program. So with my team, we will, be your go-to for any questions you have about getting started, any troubleshooting along the way, and anything we can do to help the process become easy.
Yeah, awesome. And just so you guys know, when you become a WISE technician or retail store or facility, you really do get the support of their team, and then access to network and just that brand recognition that you actually operate to a standard. And a lot of you might not know where I kind of stand on this. I know if you are in the independent space, you may be thinking, what is going on here? Because WISE does have this very good background of working with the franchises and the manufacturers, which is what really drew me to WISE. As soon as I started to see it really develop and grow, I was like, whoa, I really hope that one day I can be a part of this, because I want to really bring in the independent and private technicians and also assist the franchises. Because, guys, CellBotics is kind of like Switzerland. We work with franchises, depots, and independents and mobile techs, and so we kind of just work with everybody. But I really felt like WISE was like this way to bring everybody together, because if we really want to increase the trust from the customer and the trust from the manufacturers into the independent space especially, we really have to let them know that we do operate to a standard. I mean, if you just look at the news stories that you hear about stores doing things like sharing photos from a customer's phone, I mean, that is just so bad for us as an industry. But if we are a store or a technician and we want to show that, hey, we're not going to do something like that, we understand data privacy, because WISE actually covers a really in-depth, there's a section within the program that you get before you take the test. You actually get like a PDF where you can practice for the test, and within there is a really elaborate section about data protection and how to protect your customers and make sure that their information stays private, right? And so you're letting customers know that you're working to a certain standard. You talk about grounding, just all sorts of really important things when you're fixing a device. I just feel like it really is going to help bring, franchises, independents, manufacturers, and with the customer, and letting the customer know that, hey, we're working to a certain standard. So we're not like this wild west out here and just randomly anybody can pick up a tool and say they fix your phone. Now we have this certification that technicians can carry to show that, hey, I'm different. I'm not just some dude who picked up a YouTube video and is going to work on your phone. You know what I mean? Like, I have this certification, I've passed these tests. So that's why I was so drawn to the WISE program. Okay, so if you guys are wondering, why am I so interested in this? And I think you guys should be interested in it too. So we're just going to start from the very beginning. So can you guys break down where did you guys come up with this? What was the driving force behind it? You know, what is WISE and where did it come from?
Well, it, started kind of in the beginning of this whole industry, the need for something like this. These wonderful devices came onto the scene. They changed our lives pretty quickly, and there was really no instructions on what to do. If there is a failure, you break them, and as they become more and more important to people's lives, they wanted to fix them. There's a lot of fear about, like you said, data privacy. There's fear that all that data that's on there, they're going to lose or it's going to disappear. So, as the industry kind of just built itself. Some handy technicians early on started to kind of find their way and find parts availability and share information on the internet and begin to start fixing phones. And then we saw it evolve into the retail space to where, a lot of these early handy technicians were the first pioneers to take a step into brick and mortar. So,
right, a lot of people don't know that. I get a lot of people that come to class and they think that the people that make the devices are telling us how to fix them. Like, there's a source of information because they hear computer, like HP has a program, Dell has a program. And I always have to break this down to people, and a lot of them are really astonished. They're like, wait, so the manufacturers didn't come out and tell you guys how to fix them? No. So yeah, there was these really early people that just were like, we're going to figure it out, Yeah.
Really, and a lot of those same people started talking more and more and really self-motivated to the point where it was like, we have to have standards for this industry. We want something that separates us from other people in our market that maybe aren't on, doing the right things, or maybe, they're not in it for the long haul. They're just in it for a quick buck. And so a lot of those motivated people at the retail level, and then some of the vendors that had come into the industry at that point, and CTIA, were able to get together and start collaborating and have really productive roundtable discussions about, what this industry needs to serve the wireless ecosystem as a whole. So, WISE did become that bridge to the carriers, the manufacturers, the insurance providers, and the retailers. So through that, it started, a few years back of truly getting people in a room and starting that collaborative process. And so you saw people from, like I said, all the carriers, the insurance providers, some of the larger depots and reverse logistics, leaders in our retail space, the manufacturers, all sitting down in a room quarterly, working on this project, sharing information from their own company. And as well, we would have calls. Early on, we were doing calls twice a month with this same group. And like I said, it continues today. We continue to strengthen it, but 100% this program was built out of a need for it, one, and purely on collaboration from the whole industry for the first time. And awesome. We're trying to move out of the wild west now. We have a platform, and we have a lot of really motivated retailers and technicians super excited about the program. And now it's exciting as we announce you as our first authorized training administrator.
Yeah, we're so excited, and just because of what really, again, I'm going to say it is the collaboration from all the different aspects of the industry. Some people may see WISE as like, oh, that's over there, or that's with the that's not me. I'm independent. We deal a lot with franchises, but we also deal a ton with people just entering the industry as an independent. If you're not familiar with that term, I guess I should explain it. If you're watching this and you're not in the industry yet, an independent is someone who doesn't own a franchise and is just working either on their own or has opened their own brand store, like you made your own logo and you're doing your own storefront. You're considered like an independent, okay? And so being able to have like all those different aspects come together, talk, and then create this standard is just like so amazing, because I can't stress this enough that a lot of phone repair is opinion. It's opinion based. It's based on trial and error. It's not based on something that we were given by the companies that make the devices. And so this program, having all of those people at the table and then creating this, there is a PDF that you kind of learn from, and then you take the test, and then adhering to those standards really sets you above. And then you're confident, because we get people that come to class and they're just like, I just don't know if I'm doing it right. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Are these YouTube videos right? Are these iFixit videos right? And so this really, for me, like, okay, a great example of what WISE did for me. For years, I have preached grounding, like being grounded when you're working on phones and making sure that you have a bracelet on or something. And I've had many technicians give me a really hard time about it and say, you do not have to, there's nothing, static doesn't affect phones, and blah. So seeing that in the WISE program and then passing the test with those questions, I was like, yes. So I was like vindicated, like all those times people told me I was wrong, and I was like, no, I'm pretty sure, because I worked on these really large depots, and I worked with OSHA, and I'm pretty sure we got to have some sort of static coverage here, So so that's great. Okay, so that's a little bit about how it started. So what are the plans for the future for WISE? Like what can we look to see? Because this kind of goes to why should they do this? What is it's probably a whole other question I'll ask, but let's just focus on like what is the future for WISE? Like what are your kind of plans with this? Where is it going?
Yeah, so WISE certification is really for any technician, anyone looking to become a mobile repair technician, or a retail store that is looking to be recognized as doing the right thing in the industry. And so for us, it's growing that community to extend outside of those members that help build the program. We are focused on independence. We want to make sure that independents nationwide, including Canada, are recognized for doing the right thing, for their standard of excellence in servicing the customer. We want to make sure that there is consumer trust for those consumers that are looking to locate a service provider to repair their mobile device. So for us, it's growing that community. It's extending the brand, building the brand. It was built, as Jeremy said, on collaboration, on transparency, and that's kind of the values and that we continue to push out and promote in the market. But we want to make sure we have equal representation at the table. We want the voice of the independent, we want the voice of the franchisee, we want the small business owner, as well as the larger, the carriers that play a big role in the OEMs in the industry.
Right, and if you're watching this, and what I get from what you're saying is, if you're watching this and you're someone who owns 5 independent shops, right? You don't have to feel like the redheaded stepchild if you jump in on WISE. Like they want to hear you. You're valuable. You know what I mean? It's not somehow, it was made with this type of company and I'm just, you have value and you bring value to the table, and you having this certification is going to bring value to your stores and let your customers know. I mean, it is a constant struggle letting customers know that you are different than your competitors, and that kind of leads me to, how do the customers know? Are you guys marketing what WISE sets, or what? I mean, how are you building customer relation to? I see a WISE logo, but what does that mean to me? Like, does WISE have plans for like growing or somehow letting customers know that, hey, when you see this logo, that means this store is operating to a standard? Or how are you making the connection for the customer?
Yeah, so it's important to note, to give a little history on the WISE brand itself. So WISE stands for Wireless Industry Service Excellence. and it is created as its own brand to be consumer facing. It is our hope that as we grow our program and we grow our support, that when a customer sees that WISE decal and our owl on the front of a store, they know that this is a trusted, high quality service provider that they can then trust to hand over their device for a accurate repair. Outside of that, it is kind of working both from the small level to the large level to get that messaging and get our brand in front of consumers. We both use the industry channels as well as the technician community channels that exist to help push this brand. And then of course there's a lot of marketing and a lot of communications behind the scenes to make sure we're reaching the consumer. I will say in the short term, we're focused on getting the resources to the retailers and the technicians themselves. We launch a public directory for consumers to be able to find WISE certified service providers across the country. That is public on our wisecertification.com website. They can go in, type their state, zip code, and be able to identify their closest WISE certified retailer. We also have partnerships with companies like Swappa, who are also using our WISE designation on their consumer searches to be able to identify which of those retailers are WISE certified as well.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, so we have people that come to our class or take our business course who do sell on Swappa. So I guess because there's another part of Swappa where you can sell items into it. I don't sell on Swappa, so I'm not sure. So I guess, that's pretty cool. If you sell on Swappa, that's something to think about, But okay, great. So I guess we've kind of answered most of the questions. So why would someone want to do this and why would they want to do it now if they're a beginner? For me, for sure, I say if you're a beginner, because that's what we're mainly dealing with is people entering the industry, you really want to go out the gate with as much proof as you can and as much validation that you know what you're doing as you can. And again, you can use, once you pass, you have access to certain images and things that you can put in your cards, marketing and advertising. They do have to get approved or something, correct? Or they can use it wherever, or there's guidelines, right?
Once you're certified, you have access to the logo, to a lot of our promotional materials. If you create your own materials, that goes through our approval process. We do have seen some really cool concepts and posters in some of our certified stores. We love seeing those, we love sharing them, but as long as they're following our brands, it's up to them to how to use it.
Okay, great. So they can kind of use it where needed. If it's anything unique, then they go through an approval process. Okay, great. And so let's talk about cost, because some of you are like, oh, how much does this cost? Well, we're not going to post cost in this video because I don't know how long this video is going to be around and how the program's going to change. But I will tell you this. So anyone can go directly to the WISE website and apply to be level 1. Anybody can do that. There is a set fee for that. What gives you the bonus of doing it while you're in class with us is that you do receive a discount. And then what we do is we help you get signed up on Monday. And then by the end of class, you're actually taking the test while you're in class. You receive a discount on the fee. And then also if there's any technical issues or confusions, we're able to help you. We cannot give you the answers for the test, of course, but you have learned all week the different topics, and then you're going to practice the PDF, and then you're going to take the test. And if you hit any really big roadblocks, we are here to assist you. Also, the level 2, which again, I'm going to say is really unique because you will not be able to get this anywhere else unless you work for a depot or a retail that is level 2 facility. Okay, so if you don't work for a company that has that level 2 and then go through their level 2 process, you will never be able to get level 2 again. You can't come to class and then get level 2 later from us. You have to do it with us in person. Now you could ideally fly in later and get it done with us, but you have to be on site. It's a requirement. Okay. And that's level 2 technician. So that really, really sets you apart because that's hardware. You've been video recorded. You're going to be fixing things. You're going to be doing the whole intake process. We're going to, you got to go through the whole thing, which you would have learned while you were in class. And then we're recording it, keeping it on file. We supply them with your information and they send you your certificates. And then you're able to, say, hey, I'm level 1, level 2 WISE certified technician. So if you're new, it's really, going to help your customers, but then also if you're looking to get a job, I mean, we have students that come to us that are going off to internships, that are in college, that are, it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're just looking to open your own business, is definitely going to help you build that trust with your customers. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it, unless you guys have anything else to add or any frequent questions that maybe you get about the program that you want to share.
I would just say to, if there's technicians out, watching this video right now that are looking for a way to, continue they really enjoy what they do and they want to continue to advance in their career, to definitely, reach out to, resources like Nicole. We're always, up for having a conversation about that, but I have been spending quite a bit of time back in the field, and there's a lot of technicians out there asking a lot of questions about how they grow in this industry. And there is some amazing advancements if you're sitting and you're not even fixing phones yet and you're kind of wanting to know where you go from here, or if you're currently working for someone and you want to, advance your career. I just want everybody to know there are places to go. You just have to have conversations. You have to let somebody know that you're interested, and also show that you're interested. A lot can be done by just showing through hard work and always looking for more. So, and if there's retailers out there too, it's kind of a two-way street. We see technicians that are really looking for advancement as a career, and then we are seeing a lot of retailers out there right now, having some trouble finding technicians. So.
Right. I was just going to say that when you brought that up, I'm like, guys, I know technicians that are making $45 an hour. I mean, I know technicians get profit sharing because let's be honest, I mean, you're in demand. If you're someone that doesn't know how to repair anything and you come to class and then you fix things and you get really good, you grow your skill and you've got these certifications, a store will hire you. Owners are looking for you, and you can have a really good place inside of a business. If owning your own business turns out to be too difficult for you, or you just not really interested in it like you thought it did. I mean, owning a business can be very liberating and can change your life and create generational wealth. But at the same time, sometimes you get into it and you're like, no, I think I want to work for someone, but I want to make a really good income and I want to have responsibility and I want to feel valued. This industry is definitely the place to go, because once you grow your skill set, I mean, I just see people get amazing opportunities. And we have a job board and a resume board, both free, on our website. We constantly connect technicians and stores. And if you are a store owner and you're watching this, remember, if you want to become WISE Level 2 certified and you reach out to them and you're like, I don't have the training program and all that, we can also assist with that as well. So you either reach out to WISE and ask them directly, or you can reach out to us, and we can kind of help you gather everything and get ready to pass the requirements, because there are requirements, rightfully so. I mean, they're not just handing these out. I mean, you've got to be doing what you need to be doing and doing it the right way to be able to get these certifications. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for watching the video, and please subscribe. And how can they find you guys if they wanted to reach out to you? Where do they find you guys?
wisecertification.com. That is our public website, or you can always email us at programs@wisecertification.com.
Okay, great.
Also follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn at wisecertification.com.
Okay, great. All right, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you.
You're welcome.